going on, guys? Jesse504 here, bringing you all my UPA Week 7 Team Builder and Battle. This week we are going up against Galladite74, coach of the Calgary Flamethrowers, and he is having one hell of a season. I believe he's currently undefeated, perfect 6-0 record, and we really got our work cut out for us this week. Tough matchup as well. You can see my team on the left, his team on the right. He's got Chinchino, SwSh, Gmax, ZARD, Comfey, Sigiliff, Crocodile, Rotomwash, Stonjourner, Throw, Dragalge, and Ferrothorn. Immediately, Gmax Charizard, busted Mon. This thing is so ridiculously overpowered. As for what I expect on it this week, I'm expecting a physical Dragon Dance set, physical or mixed, with Dragon Dance, Earthquake, Flare Blitz, and then I think he's going to have to be Solar Beam so that he isn't walled by Fizdefini. Although he can still kind of get boosts on that and get residual chip with the Gmax Wildfire. So who knows, he might run Dual Wing Beat to potentially try to get even more speed. I think that's the first mon that comes. Second mon that comes, Crocodile. I think this is important just to force 50-50s with Latios. Either Dracoing or using a Psychic move, because I think Psychic is pretty spammable outside of Crocodile and then kind of Sigiliff and Ferrothorn. But I have coverage for those mons, obviously, and Draco also pretty spammable outside of Comfey. So I think that the combination of Crocodile and Comfey needs to come to just force my Latios into some 50-50s. So that's really important. I think he needs to bring both the immunities. So Charizard, Comfey, Crocodile. As for what I expect on Crocodile, I think that its best set here is potentially Scarfed. Either that or an Intimidate set to try to sort of help with Excadrill, and also important for beating my Gmax Toxtricity. Up next, what I would expect is the Rotom Wash. I think this is important for stopping Sand Sweeper Excadrills. I also think that it can take hits from my Gmax fairly well, and it can kind of break through most of my team that isn't Regice, that isn't Latios. I think other than that, it does fantastically offensively and also defensively. So there is Mon 4 that I expect. Mon 5 that I expect. Ferrothorn. I think that this Mon just has to come defensively, forcing a lot of fire coverage on my Mons, or fighting coverage, but it helps stop Excadrill really well, which is important. It can take a hit from Latios that isn't a Specs Latios, even with Mystical Fire. And then last Mon that I would expect is Chinchino. I think his coverage just hits everything really well. Being U-Turn, like U-Turn, Knockoff, Tail Slap, Triple Axle, Bullet Seed. I think all of those have merit to come. If I had to pick one that wouldn't come, probably Knockoff. I just think the combination of U-Turn, Tail Slap, Triple Axle, and Bullet Seed kind of fucks up my whole team with either a Life Orb or a Choice Band. And then the only thing that really can resist or take on that set of moves is Drill, but even that will get like taken out 70-80%. And then getting into the team that I built, starting off, I'm using this Peakalytics site. I like it a lot, a little bit better than Pokepace, because you can just see what the actual stats mean, and it looks a little more professional than Pokemon Showdown. While not being full on draft slides, I think that this is the best for now. So yeah, starting things off, we have our Latios Specs with Mystical Fire, Draco, Meteor Surf, and Trick. Ideally, Trick really cripples any Latios switch-ins that he might have, either Ferrothorn or Crocodile. I think putting a Specs on either one of those really sort of neutralizes them. We got Draco Meteor because he doesn't really resist it outside of Comfey and Ferrothorn. Mystical Fire for the Ferrothorn, Surf for the Crocodile and the Zard, and then obviously Trick, like I said. I think that this set does well. We have speed, max speed to speed type Frostlass, and then max special attack with the Timid Nature. And yeah, up next, SD Virizion. This mon looks fantastic as a late game cleaner. Only mons that outspeed are Frostlass and Chinchino. I don't expect Frostlass to come personally. I don't think it can do really much in sand. Kind of set up fodder for my Feeny, so I don't expect Frostlass to come. So the only one that outspeeds is Chinchino, and that would have like Triple Axle to hit us with, which is pretty strong. But as long as we can avoid being killed by that, we should be all good. SD, Edge, CC, Leaf Blade. The Dual Stabs plus Edge is really good because Dual Stabs kind of take out most of his team. And then you got Edge for the Gmax ZARD, of course. And after a Swords Dance, I do believe that we drop that thing in max. but I could be wrong. We are max attack Jolly with 196 speed. That is guaranteed to outspeed Gmax ZARD, and then the rest in bulk. Just pretty much max HP, but leaving us on an odd number. So 4 defense and 4 SpDef. Up next we have Gigalith. This is my ZARD answer. Lefty, Sandstream, careful. Means that we're chewing special ZARD hits, and we will chew a +1 max Quake coming off of the Earthquake. And then we also got Rock Blast, Stealth Rock, Toxic, and Protect. Pretty standard set. I like Protect to potentially stall out some max turns, Toxic just to wear it down, Rocks are obviously busted, and then Rock Blast to be able to start wearing things down. But ideally I conserve this for as long as I can, and then try to go in. Up next we have Drill. Now we'll be real, this was supposed to be Sand Rush Drill, but instead it is Mold Breaker Drill. I think that's fine, given how Gigalith is our ZARD answer. We probably won't have Sand for too long anyways. So we got Akaberry to potentially live a +1 Gmax Wildfire, and then Rock Slide it, and then probably lose our Excadrill. Mold Breaker is important to be able to hit Rotom Wash. Adamant, this speed outspeeds +1 ZARD when we are +2 via 2 rapid spins, although I doubt that we'll be able to ever safely get that off, but if we do, this kind of cleans. Up next we have Feeny, Leftovers, Misty Surge, Bold, Sub Calm Mind, Surf Training Kiss. Pretty standard Feeny set. We aren't rocking Dual Dance or anything, but I think that Sub Calm Mind is reliable enough, especially because it can start setting up on a lot of things on his team, especially Frostlass. I think that's a great mod to set up on. The one thing that I have to be really wary about with Substitute is the Cinccino's Bullet Seed. That's the main thing. And then lastly, we have Toxtricity Gmax. Huge shout out to Panorska for this set. I was originally going to run Banded Cinderace like I have for these past couple of weeks, but Gmax is busted mechanic. If I was leaving my Gmax on the bench, I'm doing something wrong. So we got that Air Balloon, Punk Rock ability, Modest Nature, with Boom Burst, Overdrive, Shift Gear, and Fire Punch. You might be wondering, why Modest Nature with the Fire Punch? Well, at +1 with the Shift Gear, a Max Flare will OHKO any variant of Ferrothorn, so that's really good to know. And then Boom Burst plus Overdrive really just mauls through his entire team. The one thing that we are missing is Max Ooze, or any real way to boost our special attack, but Air Balloon is super good on this mon. I'm just coming to realize, just because a lot of things have ground coverage for it and then not much else. So having that Air Balloon really puts pressure on a mon, kind of forces a kill pretty consistently. But yeah, this is my team, and I will see you guys in the battle. And we are at team preview. Everything looks pretty much as expected. He brings Rotom, Crocodile, Cinccino, Comfey, Ferrothorn, and Gmax ZARD. Yeah, that looks about as expected. Nothing I can say looks too out of the ordinary. So yeah, let's just figure out what we want to lead here. I kind of just want to get aggressive with a big Latios lead. The only issue with that is Scarf Krook being a lead option. So we will potentially have to scout for that. But I'm thinking he might lead like Rotom, might lead Ferrothorn, might lead Cinccino, all of which I feel like I have good answers for. But yeah, good luck, have fun to Galladite. This is definitely a tough game for us, but I think even if we lose this one, we still have a good shot at playoffs, although we would be 3-4. It would be a tough final playoff push, knowing our competition ahead. But I think it's still doable. I think this is one of our tougher matchups, just because Gmax ZARD is busted. I don't think there's any other way to say what it is, other than just simply overpowered. But that's like the whole thing with Gmax. And he goes with the Cinccino lead. I can't really risk anything on this mon, so I'm just gonna have to go hard into something else. What that thing is, though, we will figure out. So I don't want to risk. I think Feeny is probably my play. Because unless he raw bullet sees me here, I predict just a free U-turn for him. Maybe knockoff. But like Chinchino's, it'll be interesting to see what he brings with it. He just goes for the U-turn. Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. He probably goes hard into his Ferrothorn, potentially trying to grab some hazards. He has Life Orb. Good to know. Just need to see what exactly he wants to do. I sure hope this can pay off. We should be able to recover all of what that U-turn damage was with our own leftovers. Here I think our big win con is getting Rotom chipped down and winning with our own Excadrill, because I was Mold Breaker Life Orb, but then I decided I needed to be Sand Rush to be able to beat Gmax ZARD. And I think it was just that simple. That was what I needed to be, otherwise I lose. But I'm going to go back out into my own Latios. And see what exactly he wants to do. He goes for a Power Whip hard. That's fine. Shouldn't do too much. I kind of want to... kind of just think Mystical Fire is free here. That I think is my play. Just getting Specs Mystical Fire chip off on anything. He might go hard Krook or hard Comfy. I think those are his two best plays. But he has to also just fear me hard dropping a Draco. Latios super versatile. I could really be doing just about anything this turn. So he's Aqua Berry. That's interesting. Let's see how much this does though. Still does like half. Special attack drop does not matter at all. And he's probably going to have knockoff. Gyro Ball. Is that going to kill? Not quite. I'm just going to have to click it again. And then I still think that late game Latios has good value potentially to get off one final Specs hit. So he will switch. Good play. Calgary, that is the Gmax ZARD. Dropping this thing special attack makes it so that it can't really at least threaten to sweep yet, and that still does a lot of damage. Holy. He could be a physical ZARD, and that is something that I have thought about, but I think I have to go hard out into my own Gigalith here. That is my premier Gigantamax Charizard answer. He could read that go hard Rotom Wash, but letting this thing get chipped is still big, because I believe that might be Excadrill Rock Slide range through max. Although I am not 100% certain. Does he Gigantamax here? He just goes for the Sword Stance. Yeah, that is as expected. He's probably going to have hard EQ here. Mist is gone. But I just got to go for a Rock Blast here. He's going to have EQ. He might have... Because I think if we're Fizz Def, we might live a Max Quake, but I'm not sure. This is interesting. He does just Max here. Even if he does knock us out, we still have our Excadrill, which should revenge any Charizard. There it is. Big ZARD. This mon is fucking overpowered as shit. Please chew. Probably doesn't. This is +2 Max Quake. Although Charizard's physical attack isn't nuts until Mega Evolves. We live 2 HP Gigalith, let's go! Fucking goat. Please hit the Rock Blast. Please get enough hits. 2. Please hit one more. Is that death to Sandstorm? Not quite. Either way, trading Gigalith for Gmax ZARD is kind of powerful. I'm just going to Rock Blast here. Don't want to get cheeky and try to go out into my Latios. Because, yeah, he just goes to the Wildfire. Okay. But cool. We trade Gigalith for ZARD. We just got to be really mindful of this Wildfire. And there it goes. Trading Gigalith for Gmax ZARD. That was the plan, I should say. I wish I was my Mold Breaker Excadrill set now, but we did it. We did it, boys. Kind of want to go hard Tox here. We are Air Balloon, so I think we can get a pretty good setup off, and then we can go out into our own Gmax. That not killing was huge for us, like massive. You guys do not comprehend how big that was. Jed Swirly. That is the Rotom. Perfect. I think that's what I wanted to hit most. So here is my Toxtricity. We have the Air Balloon. He will probably just go for a Volt Switch here. But I can fire off a pretty free shift here. The issue is that I don't really have any way to boost up. So like I'm not going to be doing incredible amounts of damage, which is a little bit unfortunate, but unless this is like Specs Rotom, it shouldn't be killing me in one, and it's probably Bulky Rotom for Excadrill. It's gotta be. Let's just see what exactly he wants to do. Getting rid of that Gmax ZARD just feels so good right now. I think that potentially just elevated our chances of winning this game drastically. Like, completely and totally. He switches. Perfect. So that means that we still have our Air Balloon up. That's Ferrothorn. Perfect. We do take a little bit of Sand Chip and Wildfire Chip as well. But I will max here and go for my Max Flare. Be able to knock this thing out in one guaranteed with our +1 attack. And he doesn't switch out, so this should be a dead Ferrothorn. We are out of sand, which means that Excadrill will no longer have it, but we can still speed boost up potentially with Rapid Spin. So that's good. And we still have our Air Balloon intact for any mon that wants to hit us with Ground Move. We're getting a little bit chipped down, but at this point, it's manageable, 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 manageable. Turn it to Sun. That is fine. There's Wildfire. I believe there's 2 more turns of Wildfire, but I'm not exactly sure. Might be 1 more turn. I can check after this turn. Seems like a good shout. He probably has to go like hard Crocodile here to not just sack one. Yeah. There's the Intimidate, that's fine. We are fully special aside from that Fire Punch tech on for the Ferrothorn. Yeah, last turn of Wildfire right here. I'll just have to go for the Max Strike. He can't Earthquake me because we have that Air Balloon up. There goes big Max Strike. Not going to be killing, but that's just about half health. A little bit more actually, closer to 2/3. That's pretty nice damage. He goes for the knockoff, that's fine. Not going to be killing or anything. Air Balloon, Wildfire. He has lefties on the Krook. That's fine. Just going to go for another Max Strike. Nothing else to do really. It's not like he has a resist or anything. After the Ferrothorn is gone. But yeah, this Air Balloon. Shout out to Panorska the Goat for suggesting this set. That really ended up putting in the finest of work right here. I was originally not even going to bring this Gmax, but he convinced me Gmax is in fact the most busted mechanic in the game. So we had to bring it. And we shut down his Gmax and ended up picking up 2 at least with ours. So now we're up 5 mons to 3. Perfect, perfect, perfect. He's got Chinchino, he's got Rotom, he's got one last Mon. Chinchino, Rotom, and Comfey. Comfey is the last Mon. So we're going to be denting this Rotom probably before we go down. Denting the Chinchino maybe before we go down. I think we might just raw kill that, although we aren't like specs or anything, so he probably is just calcing right now if I had to guess. But yeah, this battle is going fantastically if I had to describe it in one word like my English teacher would want me to. Yeah, there's the Rotom. Big Rotom. And we are actually smaller. Actually, that's good. That means more damage is put on this thing with a big boom burst. It's actually quite nice. Big boom burst time. We get off a big hit. This is what is stopping our drill from winning pretty much. We get off a big hit, we go out into our Virizion. We get off a big hit, we do a lot. Although, I would not want to set up with my Virizion when there is still a Comfey in the back. Just something to note. Boomburst, this should do around half, probably. It's more than half. Dodge the Hydro? In Sun, does this kill? Should, right? Yeah. That does look like almost the chip that we needed on this Rotom. Pretty much the chip that we need on this Rotom for Drill to start winning the game. I doubt that he would give me this, so I'm gonna SD up. I don't think he can afford to give me this just because I have my Drill sitting there in the back. Although, he might. But I think Drill wins if this thing goes down. So he does have to switch. Flower Power, there is the Comfey. Now here's my thing, Draining Kiss is a very weak move, only base 50 power. So even if this thing does have like priority Draining Kiss for me, like I don't think it 2-hit KOs, but I could be very wrong there. And +2 Leaf Blade, Comfey I don't believe has the highest base defense stat. It might be like Keyberry Calm Mind, that is a very good set on Comfey, but let's just see. Let us see. Draining Kiss, priority. Let's see how much that does. Virizion does have pretty fat SpDef. Yeah, that's not even half. That's not even 2 KO. That might even be a 3 KO after leftovers. And that is a nearly dead Comfey. It should be dead next turn no matter what. This is actually huge. This is quite huge. Leaf Blade, go. I don't know if Chinchino kills. Actually, it has triple axle and it is life orbed, and we are getting kind of low on health. Yeah, that's about half health. But this is a dead Comfey, so we'll take that. Perfection. Perfection. Now we just gotta rely on Chinchino missing a move. And I think we win if Chinchino misses any move that it wants to go for. And if it does, or if it doesn't, I mean, I just want to make sure that what we have in the back is able to KO a Rotom, and it should be able to any of our mons. Let's go for close combat. But if he potentially misses, that is game sealing for us, I think. If not, I think we Tail Slap, he hits, and there goes our Virizion. Okay. Loses some of its HP. I can go hard into my own Excadrill. And we are Adamant Drill. This is something that I can bother calcing. level 50 until 50. Ironhead is doing about not quite enough, so I have to Earthquake. But Bullet Seed isn't killing me, and that's his best move to go for. And that's Choice Banded that it's only doing like 70 to 80%. I probably should have gone for Rapid Spin. I think that would have been game icing for me. But I didn't. I might have just given him a chance, which is retarded by me. Not very smart, not very smart. U-turns, good play. He's Life Orb now, or he's Life Orb though, so. Here's where if I was Mold Breaker, this would have sealed the game, but... Oh, I was. What? Hold up. Hold up. I forgot I was Mold Breaker. Let's go, me. Me from the... that was a misgen. I'm being completely honest. I forgot to change my ability. That's hilarious. Let's go, me. I'm just me, myself, and I. The best. Earthquake again, and I think that's game. Bullet Seed, this shouldn't be killing me. It is doing a lot, but I don't think a lot is killing. A lot never killed a man. Five times hits. Life Orb, drop to my Earthquake right now, buddy. Drop to my Earthquake right now, buddy. Let's go. We beat the only undefeated team left. Let's go. Big ups for the team. Huge shout out to Panorska. We prepped together. I prepped a game with him. He prepped a game with me. I'm pretty sure he won his game and I won mine. That's huge. Took down the only undefeated team left. That is a big high. And we're 4-4. This is potentially great for the rest of my season. Gives us good positive momentum after that loss last week. I think that a win this week was definitely needed to at least keep the team morale high. And I know it's not a team morale, it's me. I need to be happy about winning. So yeah, this was a fantastic game. Please be sure to check out Galladite and all of the other fantastic coaches in the UPA in the description down below. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. And until next time, Jesse504